just shattered dreams. End of times ain't what it seems.
Hello, friends. This is Sam Chaney reporting for Weaponized News. Today is May 1st, 2026. Thank you for joining us on this Friday edition of Weaponized News, day 63 of the Iran war. We have Snow on the line from Propelled Broadcast. We're going to go over his fight with hackers, how they stole his account on X, how he got it back, and all of that, and a bunch of more fraud. Bunch of public service announcements about all of this fraud going on. I'm getting fraud calls ever since we'll cover it in the fraud economic section of the show today. The hooks for the show today. What do we got? Who supports Trump anymore? MAGA boomers that are retarded? I don't know, man. It's hard to tell. There was a rally over there in Florida today, and apparently they're still supporting him. I don't know how, but people show up at his rallies in Florida, boomers that are retarded. Let's see, they're more talking out both sides of their mouth and the rear end coming out of the White House and the Department of War, but specifically the White House. We're at day 60, and so Congress needed to do something about the war powers resolution. But it turns out they just lie and say, oh, we're in a ceasefire, so we have to reset the timeline. And it's just nonsense. We'll cover all of that. They're rolling out. I'm the only one that spied it, that I've seen reporting on it. But they did literal They Live photo shoot at the White House with Melania and the kids wearing the VR glasses, and Queen Camilla out of UK. I'll show you that. Oh yeah, and MAGA, we love the tyranny. Trump signed additional and further Homeland Security Appropriations Act and FISA, unconstitutional spying on you. So there you go. You're great, Mr. America Freedom. We're getting all the bad stuff. He loves it, and signing off to the tyranny. So there you go. Just shut your lying mouths, MAGA. Okay? Shut your lying mouths. Y'all love tyranny, and it's really disgusting at this point. We got economic news. The economy's horrible, but who cares? Take Ozempic from TrumpRx.gov. So we'll take a look at the economy, the breakdown of that, the ongoing demolition of Lebanon. It's what the heck's the name of it? Operation Silver Plow. Now, Operation Silver Plow, and looks like they're rolling out Skynet as more announcements from the Department of War about all the big 7 AI tech companies that are working with the Department of War to streamline killing people, essentially. So I'm sure all of that's wonderful as well. It's just all so wonderful on this Friday edition of Weaponized News. So Aardvark Len's demolitioning historic nun monasteries and Christian schools in Lebanon. If you don't support it, you're anti-Septic, and you will be sanctioned, apparently. So that's literally the level we're at. If you don't support genocide, ethnic cleansing, and land theft, imperial land theft by the Zionists, then you're a bad person. That's what they tell us through the Hasbro-funded fake news criminals out there telling you what to shaping public opinion. It's truly disgusting, the state of affairs we find ourselves in on this May 1st, 2026. Let me get to this day in history quickly. We go back to the year 1757. On this day, Austria and France divide Persia. We're still fighting over Persia today, wouldn't you know? And then everybody's favorite celebration on this May 1st is the the founding of the Illuminati. And so we do appreciate that from German philosopher Adam Weishaupt founds the secret society known as the Illuminati on this day, 1776. 1851, on this day, we saw the first flushing toilets, the monkey closets, as they were called, unveiled by George Jennings as part of the Great Expedition at Hyde Park, London, for a cost of 1 penny. And many say that was instrumental in the public health revolution, part of the Industrial Revolution, bringing us into the 20th and 21st century. And it had very little, if nothing, to do with the miracles out there. It would be your indoor plumbing and public sanitation. 1875, on this day, 238 members of the, quote, whiskey ring are accused of anti-U.S. activities, one of the largest corruption scandals in history. 1939, on this day, Batman. Trump's not your Batman. Elon Musk is not your Batman. None of these oligarchs are your Batman. I'm sorry to report to you here now. There are no good guys on the march toward one world technocratic government. But on this day in 1939, Batman first appears in Detective Comics, book number 27. At a Batman sighting. 1941, on this day, Citizen Kane, directed by Orson Welles and starring himself, premieres in New York City. Citizen Kane. 1960, on this day, Soviets shoot down U.S. spy plane. Russia shoots down Francis Gary Powers' U-2 spy plane over the Soviet Union. 1966, on this day, the United States attacks Cambodia for the first time in the Vietnam War. 1981, U.S. Senator Harrison Williams Jr. is convicted on all counts of bribery during the FBI Abscam sting operation. 2020, on this day, we have Snow on the show from, we'll get his take on this, from Canada. In 2020, on this day, then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announces ban on 1,500 types of assault, quote, assault style weapons in response to the Nova Scotia shooting that had occurred there. And in 2022, on this day, foreign minister out of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, says Adolf Hitler had aardvark blood in an interview on Italian television, sparking outrage over his anti-Septicism. Wouldn't you know? I know, any criticism of anything, you're an anti-Septic. It's getting real tired and real old, honestly, at this point. All right, here's our segue, and we'll bring on Snow here. Here it is. How are these people? What is wrong with these people? Like, seriously, they're brainwashed by Fox News, I guess, and the rest of the fake conservative media. There's people waiting in line to see Trump. What, thousands of people in line. They're in Florida villages to see lying criminal con man Trump talk to him, tell him some more lies. One man actually slept here all night on a mattress waiting to see Trump. Here's the War Channel, Fox News, talking to these maniacs.
Thousands of people are in line right now. We got here at about 5:30 this morning. One man actually slept here from 11 o'clock last night. He slept on an air mattress just to see the president speak. You want to be on Fox News? Look at those chants. This has been going on all morning. This is like the Coachella of Central Florida. And these fans are enthusiastic, waiting for the president to show up at around 3 o'clock this afternoon.
There you go. And that's why we can't have nice things, because these retards. Wow. Something, maybe they have the brain chip already. I don't know. Let's see what Snow has to say. How you doing, Snow, on this Friday?
Hey everybody, happy Friday. Happy May Day as well. To all
Why
the
weren't you down there in
world out
that
there.
Florida line waiting to see Trump?
I can't help but notice that it's basically all baby boomers.
It's all boomer retards. There's a lot of smart boomers, but these are the real dumb boomers right here.
I feel like those are the ones that are just lost. They just watch Fox News. They're on Facebook or like Gab.
No, they're on
Or
Truth
just-
Social. They're on Trump's Truth Social.
Yeah, they're on Truth Social. The only account they follow is Donald Trump. Like, these are the people who are just lost. I'm sorry. I don't mean to single out a generation, but there's just so many people in that age range where they're just too far gone. I know some of them where they're just like, no, Trump's doing great. We gotta get the weapons of mass destruction in Iran, which is hilarious because it's like, I know you're old enough to remember this exact same script from 2003, brother. I remember it. I thought it was dumb back then. Y'all got no excuse. But again, to explain a little bit, oh yes, happy Scorpio full moon Mayday. It is a Scorpio full moon, so that's cool. We have to, I feel like there's a disconnect between people who like just spent most of their lives just watching the TV. Like there's no internet, there's no dissenting voices. You just plug into your propaganda mainstream media outlet. And like after a while, I feel like that just sticks, right? Like,
I guess, man. I guess. Here's by the way, I want to celebrate with you here on this May 1st. It's Aardvark American Heritage Month. Let's watch a message from Sesame Street now supporting it.
Hi there, Abby and I are here to wish everyone a very happy Jewish American Heritage Month!
It's awesome. It's freaking awesome.
I don't like, I'm not kidding. I have Jewish friends who are like deeply concerned about all of this because they're
Should
sitting
be,
there
because everything they're doing is making everybody hate them, and they're being scapegoated for this in large part. Let's watch this extremely bizarre dystopic video. This is ambassador to Sweden or Switzerland, excuse me, U.S. ambassador to Switzerland, Newt Gingrich's wife, who looks like another one of these Stepford wife robot lizard wearing a human suit. I don't know what's wrong with these people, but why do they continue to put out, maybe to creep us out? Take a look at this video from what the heck's her name even? Her name is Castilla Gingrich, Newt Gingrich's wife. It's extremely bizarre. Take a look at this. U.S. ambassador to Switzerland.
Hello, I'm Callista Gingrich, the United States ambassador to Switzerland and Liechtenstein, and I'll be leading a delegation to the Select USA Investment Summit May 3rd through the 6th in National Harbor, Maryland. The Select USA Investment Summit brings together thousands of business leaders, government officials, and industry experts to advance foreign direct investment in the United States. This is where partnerships are built and deals are made. There is still time to register, and I invite you to join us. Visit selectusaSummit.us for more information. Thank you.
What the hell is this, man? What is this?
I don't mean to agree with David Icke on this specific thing right now, but that is a lizard. That is a reptile. That is not a human being. What in the own nothing and be happy did I just wait? That's
What?
bro. We're so cooked, man. We're so cooked. It's over. We are. That is like that video makes me want to eat bugs. That's how bad it is.
That's from the official. That's from the official U.S. Embassy account. Just like, what?
It looks like an AI agent or like a hologram or something. It looks like something out of like a cyberpunk futuristic dystopia where it's like, hello, please insert your biometrics. It's
Here's Trump again, truly disgusting. On King Charles III, Jimmy Savelle's best friend. Here's Trump's thoughts on him leaving town finally.
King and I had a great, he's just a great person. He's a high quality person. I love the job he did in Congress. He actually got the Democrats to stand. He's a wonderful person. She's a wonderful lady, a wonderful queen. And
good. Great. Good stuff.
There you go. There you go, MAGA. Wow. You couldn't be more anti-American than Trump is. I don't know. How does he have everybody fooled? But yet they love it, apparently. Here's they asked Trump before he goes to his Florida rally if he's scared about being shot at with all the alleged attempted assassinations against him.
This is going to be your first big public event that somebody tried to kill you on Saturday. Do you feel safe going to something like this today?
I don't even think about it, Peter.
Translation, I don't need to think about it because I know that like these are all just false flags.
They didn't stage up. They didn't stage this one up, so it's cool. We're cool this time.
Like, come on, guys. The last one is obvious. Like, just put one and one together. The last one, what did they start talking about in lockstep right after? That we need to build the ballroom, the evil Canaanite room.
It's a bunker for them to traffic children and do Lindsey Graham kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's why he's never concerned about any of this. He's like, dude, they tell me before. Like, come on. I'm in the World Wrestling Hall of Fame, okay? That whole thing with the ear, I just bladed. You know, it's really simple. You just go down, nobody sees you, you pull out the blade, you do that, and then you get up and you're like, yeah, freedom.
Fight.
It's all fake and gay. I don't know what else to say to people. It's all just so unimaginably. I've said it before, but like, I knew all this stuff was coming. The technocracy, Agenda 2030, one world government. I didn't expect it to be like worse than idiocracy. I didn't expect the level of stupidity that everything is. And that does give me hope, because if they think we're all this dumb, we might have a shot. We really do. If they think like, yeah, actually, that might be an AI avatar. Trump might be too. We don't know. Have we counted his fingers? Is it 6-finger Trump now?
Look, is it a lizard, an AI avatar? I don't know. Snarky guy. What do you think? What the dude?
That's almost as scary as Erica Kirk's latest video where she's dressed like she's in a Mossad black site.
I saw the image of it. I can't even watch any of that nonsense. But,
it's so terrifying. She's just like breathing heavily into the camera, like she's about to like metamorphosize into Baphomet or something. Oh, it's so weird.
Don't be mean to a mourning widow. How dare you?
I know.
That's antiseptic. Okay. Here's Trump. Well, Trump says that he says Iran wants to make a deal, but he's not satisfied with it. So we'll see what happens. And here's Trump saying that to follow the Constitution is essentially unconstitutional. Let's watch this clip. But he literally knows nothing or cares nothing about the Constitution because he's a tyrannical con man.
Final
Mr. President, it's day 60. Are you going to seek congressional authorization for...
No other country has ever done it. It's never been, as you know, most people consider it totally unconstitutional. Also, we had a ceasefire, so that gives you additional time. But no other country's done it. We're in the midst of a big victory. This is a victory like we haven't had since Venezuela, okay, to be honest with you.
So Republicans are going to lose the midterms because Trump can't stop lying. This even got fact checked. Look at on the X, it got community noted over there.
Great.
And they say the claim unconstitutional is false. The one that Trump just made there. The claim unconstitutional is false. Congressional war approval is rooted in the Constitution and the 1973 war powers. Example of president seeking it and approval, George Bush in Iraq, in the Persian Gulf, 1 and 2 Bushes, and then Lyndon Baines Johnson, Vietnam, and then Woodrow Wilson, World War One. They cite all of that. So Trump's full of shit, a liar, and a con man and a fraud. I don't know how else to say it here now. That people would wake up to these facts.
There's people talking there. It's mind blowing to me, the level of humility. Like, I don't know how people aren't out in the streets. You got people who have spent their whole lives talking about upholding the Constitution, and then they vote for Trump, and then he wipes his ass with the Constitution for his whole term thus far. He does it like every day, and they have to somehow like jump through hoops to defend him clearly being like, I hate all of you. I think you're stupid. And I got handed a genocide over from the previous administration and am continuing it. And now you can basically pretty much say they're committing a second one because they are. That's what's happening in Lebanon.
Trump said he is not satisfied with Iran's latest proposal and that he's not sure if they ever get to a deal. He said he will not end the war with Iran early without achieving U.S. objectives. We're not going to leave early and have this kind of problem arise in 3 more years. Earlier, Trump said he was not satisfied with the latest Iranian proposals for talks with Iran. They're not coming through with the kind of deal that we have to have, and we're going to get this thing done properly. And then what is Iran's response to all of this? Iran delivers latest ceasefire proposal through Pakistan. Iran delivers its latest ceasefire proposal according to Islamic Republic news agency. No details have been made public regarding the latest proposal by Iran via intermediary Pakistan. So that's where we're at right now. And all of this, and then on to White House adopts a loophole to bypass congressional approval for war in Iran. And so they're playing these games. The ceasefire between the United States and Iran that took effect 3 weeks ago has terminated hostilities between the two countries for the purposes of today's congressional war powers deadline. Lawyers for the White House argued to Congress, according to a report out of Reuters. So they just played these semantical games, and I guess we're not actually in a war, even though we've won it 63 times, according to Trump. But somehow, some way, the Strait of Hormuz is still blocked, and Khomeini's still running Iran, even though we've won the war 63 times. That's not a war, but all of our troops and everybody's fingers on the trigger, and you step one foot out of the wrong direction, and bullets are going to start flying again here now. And we may see an escalation over the weekend with the markets closing now, and that's how Trump likes to do it with his insider trading and rigging of the markets, profiteering off of all sides and every way in between here.
Yeah. Listen, it's all a great success. We replace listen, guys. Trump did great. He replaced Ayatollah Khamenei with a younger Ayatollah Khamenei. Great. Perfect. We're doing great. We're doing so good. And yeah, just like, oh my God, everybody. Okay. Every single MAGA supporter who rightfully dunked on Nancy Pelosi for her insider trading, y'all are real silent on what might be the worst insider trading in the history of mankind. This is so blatant. Like, you can just track it. He's like, yeah, we got a ceasefire. Yeah, the war is over. Oh, we're bombing them. If you want my honest prediction, just because I'm really good at the pattern recognition thing, I think we're going to see a ground invasion soon. I think some stuff might pop off this weekend.
Iran says they're not giving up their nuke program. They're not giving up their missile program. And you guys stop the genocide in Gaza and Lebanon. And we say no. There's a ceasefire in Lebanon, don't you know, as they're stacking bodies. And we blew up their nuke program last June, but somehow they still have a nuke program that we need to blow up again.
And at this point, Iran's like, you don't know. Arakchi might be texting the White House like, are you guys ever going to send in troops or not? Because everybody's really bored.
They might be. They might be.
We're sitting. They're like, listen, all our Game Boys ran out of batteries. we're playing checker. Like, come on, man. Send a bunch. Send just like a couple. Can I have 2 troops, please, sir? Like,
no, they've been saying that. We're waiting with all the hype of a ground invasion over the last month. And they kept saying that, hey, we're waiting. Come on, guys. So it looked like that may have been some type of attempt, alleged rescue of that downed pilot, right? And it looked like that was some kind of a botched attempt to try to get the dust, the nuclear dust or something. I don't know. It was just a packed full of lies, the entire operation, as per usual. Some hackers out of Iran now, Handela's hacker group out of Iran, Hacker Collective, has announced a major upcoming leak promising to reveal the identity of the mastermind behind the economic sanctions against Iran in the United States tomorrow. So we'll see this leak from hacker group Handela claiming that they're going to reveal the power behind the economic sanctions against Iran. So we'll have to look for that tomorrow. China is chiming in here. China's ambassador to the United Nations, Fu Kong, said Iran needs to lift its restrictions on the Strait of Hormuz, and the United States needs to lift its naval blockade. The most urgent issue is to keep the ceasefire, and the ceasefire needs to last, and there has to be good faith negotiations between the two sides. I think the international community should be mobilized and raise our voices against the resumption of fighting. And so China doesn't want the fighting to continue right now. They want the trade to be flowing there. What do you think?
Yeah, they're trade maxing.
Trade maxing.
And listen, guys, I mean, let's be real here. How long do we think this blockade's going to last? We've seen what Iran's hypersonic missiles can do. Okay, that one carrier that left because of a toilet fire. No, sorry, that's not what happened. It got clapped. It's just a matter of time before like this thing pops off. But I'll say from the beginning, this is just my take. I think the whole point of this problem, reaction, solution, I think the whole point of this is to create an energy crisis. I think that's the overall.
We got a report in the economic section for all the MAGA America. I'm America. I bleed red, white, and blue. Well, you don't stand up for your natural rights, so I don't even know who you are. Actually, you're not American in my book. But here's some more tyranny. Just signed into law by Trump, Mr. America, yesterday or today. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. HR 7147, the Homeland Security and Further Additional Continuing Appropriations Act 2026. It's literally an unconstitutional agency. The Department of Homeland Security should not even exist, but these tyrants don't care. It's for your own safety and national security. So Trump re-upped all of that tyranny. And then this is the big one, S4465, which amends the FISA Amendment Act of 2008 to extend the authorities of Title VII of the Foreign Intelligence Services Act of 1978 and for other purposes. So now they can illegally spy on you with no warrant, and that's a freedom here in America.
I hope everybody gets what the data centers are for now, because you should. You should.
And just how does MAGA reconcile the hypocrisy? And rightfully so. Everybody was all pissed off, jumping up and down. They spied on Trump's campaign, and that was wrong. And then spun that out in their FISA web and indicted a bunch of people his first term that were part of his campaign. And that was wrong, and the government should not have done that. But now he signs it so they can go ahead and do that same operation against their political enemies. And so here we are now. He's just as bad as the tyrants that went after him using FISA.
It's almost like both of these parties aren't actually opposed to one another, and they actually work together to advance the interests of a giant global Masonic death cult. I don't know, maybe. Just give it a shot.
It's like these two puppet parties, the Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah.
The elephants and the donkeys are just there to put on a puppet show for the American people to think they have some choice when it's really Coke, Pepsi, and you have no choice at all. They both have high fructose corn syrup in them.
Yeah, and that causes fatty liver, so you don't want to consume that, guys. Okay, the message here is government gives you fatty liver.
It gives you, no matter what you pick, you're getting a big old drink of high fructose corn syrup, and it's just is not very healthy for you, sad to say.
You just vote on the dye. You just vote on the color. What flavor do you want? Do you want cherry flavor, or do you want blueberry? There you go. Here's your slop. That's it. That's all it's ever been.
No, this one's blowing me away. I'm the only one that I saw even recognize this or report on it, but They Live is real. Here's out of the White House, Queen Camilla and Melania there with the kids all wearing the glasses, the They Live glasses. This is literally out of They Live. Do you see that? I see this as them mocking us, actually. How do you see this image?
So I've always said it from day one. I think these people's hubris will be their downfall. They're definitely like, this is definitely like a humiliation thing. But I think it's also kind of just a promotion thing. I also think like we're maybe 10 years away from just the robots using us as batteries. Probably, right? If we're not already in a simulation, that's entirely possible too. They could have already won. Yeah, this is just every time I think like, okay, this is definitely the most dystopic this can get. They're like, no, hold on. We got worse.
Segue.
That is
even more dystopic than the Ray-Bans. Those Ray-Bans are virtual reality glasses with cameras in them, but now they have the full headset on here. And so you wanted more dystopia, they got it. And then look, these two over here laugh. Oh, it's wonderful, educating the kids how to live in dystopia because we've destroyed the natural environment. And so now you can put on your VR headset because everything's on fire around you in the real world. Yeah.
And I feel like when Melania walked out with the robot for no reason, like nobody asked for that. She just walked out with a literal like iRobot situation next to her. I feel like that was the ultimate like signal of like, we're in trouble, guys. This is nobody needs to be doing this. And now we've got Skynet, we've got.
So it gets worse. It gets worse. The Department of War today announced classified networks AI agreement. The War Department announces agreements with leading AI companies to deploy capabilities on classified networks. The War Department has entered into agreements with 8 of the world's largest leading frontier artificial intelligence companies: SpaceX, OpenAI, Google, NVIDIA, Reflection, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, and Oracle to deploy their advanced AI capabilities on the Department of War's classified networks for lawful operational use.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a press release right here from the Department of War.
great. So we got just basically everything related to tech across the board. That's good. They're gonna align. Good stuff. By the way, guys, in case anybody hasn't figured this out, we joke about Skynet. There's already a company that is Skynet. It's called Palantir. It's a 1-to-1 at this point.
Let's
So
hear.
yeah, just
Let's hear Undersecretary Michael explain how wonderful Skynet coming online is here now.
oh god.
This news is just out today. Those companies include SpaceX, OpenAI, Google, NVIDIA, Reflection, Microsoft, and Amazon Web Services. Joining us right now to talk more about it is Emil Michael. He is the Pentagon's Chief Technology Officer. And Emil, thank you for being with us today. Let's describe what went into this and why you are now going to be deploying so many different AI services and capabilities throughout the department.
Well, what we've learned since we started this effort at the Department of War is that it's irresponsible to be reliant on any one partner. And we learned that that one partner didn't really want to work with us in the way we wanted to work with them. We went out and made sure that we had multiple different providers, both open source, which is a new effort here at the department, and the proprietary model companies and the infrastructure companies like Microsoft and AWS, and got them to agree to sign up to work with us on classified networks to make sure we had diversity of supply, we had the best of the best, and we had multiple different paths with open source and proprietary.
So here's your new generation military industrial complex for the technocratic era right here. And then Pencil and Palantir there as well. They didn't get in on this announcement, but because they're already in there.
Yeah. I mean, great times. I love all of those speeches from all of the people in this administration about how dangerous Joe Biden's agenda is, just to see all of it just get pushed out with like they're not even pretending to like fart out an excuse for any of this. They're just sitting
They had
there
a problem
like,
with Anthropic last month because Anthropic said they didn't want to sign off on taking the guardrails off their software to allow for mass surveillance and autonomous weaponized systems. And so now they shifted to, but there's reports that Anthropic's talking to them in the back channels, as they say. So don't worry about them. They're still in the game of bringing about the technocracy.
well, they were called antiseptic, so they got in line.
That's about
They're
all
like,
it takes.
Listen, we heard that there were some Hamas operatives there, okay? So and they're
More
like,
from-
okay, fine.
More from Michael. Let's hear a little bit more from Undersecretary Michael. Short clip here.
But more importantly, when they deploy on our networks, they're deploying models that are tuned for national security purposes. And that's why the partnership with the executive team and the management is so important, because things are evolving in the threat landscape. And whatever guardrails, whatever principles they want to develop against has to be consistent with our values, our mandate, our restrictions even. And that's where the guardrails come in. But more important.
What? And we have Secretary of War. What do you do with the drunken Hegseth famously saying we negotiate with bombs?
I mean, like, and I love how they say national security all the time.
That's a blanket for any tyranny, any evil, any killing, the worst thing you can imagine. Oh, it's national security. Well, then by all means, go murder those children over there.
What about this is defensive, America? You are literally like the war country. You've been the war country forever.
It says in the Constitution we're police of the world. So yeah.
Mhm.
Here's meme of the day. The thumbnail, one of them from the Department of War. AI first War Department, and then they do the dystopic thing. They blur out their eyes too. Like it's just like, wow, you're hostages of this system now of Skynet, and it's just they're like, what's the most dystopic meme we can make? This is getting up there. We're getting up there with the atom thing going on up here. The Skynet new logos coming out. GenAI.mil is where they're signing up for it. And the drones here spraying, I don't know, are they spraying chemical weapons? Like, what the hell? What is going on here? And this just this image alone. And then the background of Starlink up there connecting everything for the surveillance. It's just like, God. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was bad. Real bad. Hey, maybe they're missing eyes because the IDF shot them. That could be possible. Because we know they love killing Americans because they do it a lot. Yeah, it's just like it's I'm like of two minds, because one, I'm like, are they just so confident they're gonna pull all this off and nobody's gonna stop them that they're just like dunking on everybody? Or is this like
dunking on everybody right here to me? I mean, dude.
Yeah.
Google.
OpenAI, and great. Amazon Web Services.
Oh, look, and these guys, they don't have a all-seeing eye as their logo or anything. NVIDIA. I mean, it's just like, what? And these guys, they don't, I mean, it's all occult symbolism on top of it. Just, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop with these guys. And you can get a package or a drone missile down your chimney. Take your pick. They're from AWS.
At this point, just make it a pentagram, guys. Just go all the way. Just go all the way. Just make it an inverted.
We do have the Pentagon there at the bottom. So yeah, pretty damn close. With a circle around it. So they just need to bring this out and flip it over and be like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this is... I did not expect this level of demonic energy, but goddamn, they're leaning into it. They're leaning into it. Ever since he did that Jesus picture with the evil storm god in the sky, I was like, you're leaning into it. That's not great news.
We're trying. Can we convince you to take the brain chip? Here's Elon Musk still selling the Neuralink. Let's watch this clip from Neuralink as they're rolling out the brain chips here now. I think I saw you post a clip, you reposted a clip where some girl was talking about she's volunteering to take the brain chip, right? On the X?
Yeah.
Let's watch this from Neuralink, and then we'll talk about that. I would not recommend this, but with this economy, I guess this is all we got is take Ozempic and brain chips. And then maybe you too can proudly wave the American flag once again.
Robotics team at Neuralink is to deliver the Neuralink implant in a safe and scalable manner to as many people as possible.
What the, like, seriously, in a safe and scalable manner to as many people as possible? I thought it was just for the extremely paraplegic disabled that are pretty much dead anyway. No, it turns out scalable for you and I, cats and dogs, and your children too.
One of the great parts about working here at Neuralink is that there's an opportunity for tons of like very quick iteration and prototyping and testing on the robot.
I think we got to hear this part again, the beginning, because what?
The goal of the robotics team at Neuralink is to deliver the Neuralink implant in a safe and scalable manner to as many.
Like what? Like, dude, you just said it right there.
People as possible. One of the great parts about working here at Neuralink is that there's an opportunity for tons of like very quick iteration and prototyping and testing on the robot. To the right of me, there's 6 robots and they're like testing new changes continuously.
We are constantly learning new things. We always look at what could be better about this robot. Nobody actually goes to engineering school trying to make 5% improvements to a product. We all studied this so that we could make the 10x jumps. And when you start thinking about how do you make a product 10x better, your solution space opens up entirely.
We need people that want to work at the frontier of tech. There's no precedent to what we're doing. From an engineering perspective, it's really exciting to come in and find creative solutions to get the robot to the next level. What that means is putting more sensors in, more safety, better actuators, faster actuators. There's more compute, there's more power, and so we can go faster and help more people.
Long term, we're looking at ways to increase the depth and accessibility of the robot, and then also continuing to streamline the surgical process.
The robot is one part of that experience, but there's a lot of other steps that need to get solved and combine them together to provide an amazing experience that compares to LASIK surgery.
I think it's important for people to know that you don't have to have like a medical background to join here. As long as you're a good engineer, there's a place for you here.
Specifically, we're looking for software engineers with some robotics background, firmware engineers, electrical engineers, mechanical and manufacturing.
In the long run, we want to build a whole brain interface and solve any problem that originates in someone's brain.
We're never going to stop iterating. We're never going to stop making progress. We want to go faster and help more people.
They're helping us, Snow.
I like the part where they just admitted you don't have to have a medical background to work here. That's great. I definitely want
doing
people
brain
working-
surgery, bro. You don't need a medical background for that.
No, we're just just admit like we're gonna experiment on all of you. And of course this is gonna be like we already kind of get where this is going, right, guys? They're gonna be like, oh, you're expressing anti-American thoughts. Well, we can help you with that. Here's this brain chip that turns you into a goy maxer. Oh man, taking control. Yeah. So I'm sure y'all know this because you know you tune into.
We'll get to that section. We'll get to that section talking about
Okay.
Cuba. Let's. You're gonna like this one actually, Snow. Onto our Epstein reporting. This guy's name alone. Bard President Leon Botstein. That's his name. Botstein. Look, take a look. Botstein, dude, you can't make this stuff up. Like this kind of stuff makes me think we live in a simulation, like, and they're just clowning us. Bard President Leon Botstein.
Botstein.
Botstein. Like, come on, you guys are faking. No, this guy named Leon Botstein is stepping down after inquiry into his Epstein ties. There.
I think he made that name up. I think that's made up. He's
this is a
how
college,
technocratic can we do this?
This is Bard college president, and here he is. He looks like an Epstein class type kind of guy. Very looks like actually Aleister Crowley or Mr.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or Fester, right? Uncle Fester. But I don't want to insult Uncle Fester, but yeah, this guy right here, Leon Botstein. You cannot make this stuff up.
That is too creepy, man. That's so Jesus Christ. Oh man. Oh man.
He visited Epstein's townhouse there in New York 25 times and claims he knows nothing, but he is going to step down as president of Bard College there. Leon Botstein. It's like the memes are making themselves here now. Snow.
What are we doing? Combining the technocracy and Epstein into like one singular surname? Is that what we're doing? Like, maybe that is just like an NPC generation sort of like, you know, certain video games will like randomly generate like a character name. Maybe that's what's happening. We're in a simulation and they just generate character names based on, you know, like neural association. God damn,
it's hard to believe, but it's true. Why Jeffrey Epstein's purported suicide note is still being kept secret? The New York Compost there, and all we got was time to say goodbye as being reported in his suicide note, but we don't get to actually see the actual alleged suicide note. Epstein didn't kill himself. Amazing there, and then. Why they say in this? They say, well, it's because they're part of the Epstein class. I say it's because they're all part of the same cult of Satanists.
Mm-hmm.
But take a look at some of these images. This was Amber Wood posted this on the X, and funnily enough, Epstein's apartment with the tacky, gaudy gold trim matches Trump's same design there in the White House, but it's all just a coincidence, and they're not part of the same satanic death cult here. Snow, what do you think? What do you think about this? It's pretty pretty spooky, the resemblance there between Epstein's apartment and the White House, and also Trump's apartment. They're in Trump Tower as well. It's the same gaudy gold interior design look.
Oh yeah, by the way, follow Amber Wood. She does a lot of great reporting. She's good people.
She pointed this out, and it's an uncanny resemblance.
Yeah, so it stuff like this always takes me back to, I'm sure you've heard like certain conspiracy circles. They think like they have to tell you what they're doing, otherwise yeah, they have to like
revelation of the method, lesser magic. They think that this is going to relieve the bad karma that all their evil's creating. If they tell you up front and you do nothing, then you essentially signed off on it and gave them consent to do their evil.
Yeah, and that's probably why. I mean, that could be broad, right? That could be predictive programming in movies. That could be TV shows. You know, like Minority Report was a real thing, guys. And now it's just life. So that's good.
Now it's just life in general. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's all the Epstein reporting we got today. I laid off of it today, but we did cover it some. And by the way, the Department of Justice still breaking the law and not complying with Epstein Files Transparency Act. And so I don't even know what day. We're on like day 140 something. I haven't been tracking it by the day that close, but I know we're over 100 days of them breaking the law by not complying. So there you go, law and order, but the DOJ is above the law apparently here now. What do you make of this? Now we're going into our hoax fraud part of the show. I believe this is a hoax fraud, but Nancy Mace is still celebrating it, but they're celebrating it all over the place. 15 years ago today, SEAL Team 6 shot and killed Osama bin Laden. So today was the day they allegedly shot and killed Osama bin Laden. I don't believe that fake story that they put out. What about you, Snow? You believe they really, SEAL Team 6 really killed bin Laden on this day 15 years ago?
I think he was already dead. He was in poor health. But we know the background on bin Laden. This wasn't like a real, like, this guy isn't on the level of like Hezbollah or Hamas or like actual like resistance groups against Western imperialism. This guy would didn't the CIA train him or something?
He fought the CIA Mujahideen against Russia in Afghanistan, previously to being the most hated man in the world. That blew up 9/11. Oh, he attacked the Pentagon to cover up the $2.3 trillion that were missing that Rumsfeld was trying to warn the American people about. So he did us so dirty, man. That dirty bin Laden.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing though. His
family had all these intricate business dealings with the Bush administration. Yeah, so he's a big terrorist there on that front.
Yeah, it's definitely not completely fake and gay. God, I've said it for a hot minute now. The average person would be in the streets if they realized the degree of which we're being bullshitted, because it is on such a level that it would break the average. It would kill a boomer if they found out about all of it at once.
They won't come to terms with it though. They'll just be in denial and yell at you for being correct, actually, but by causing their cognitive dissidence to trigger them.
Yeah, and careful, guys, they bite. So watch out for that. Don't want to get bitten, especially if they have like leathery wings. Definitely don't get bitten then, because weak men create bat times.
That's a good one. Weak men create bat times. Okay, here's a sad story. The Daily the Daily Wire laid off half its staff today, and that's it comes as Ben Shapiro and other MAGA influencers have seen huge losses in their engagement and audience retention. I wonder why, because everything they say is a lie. I don't know, but very sad for the Daily Wire staff there. Half laid off today.
I don't even know how people pay attention to that. Like, who is this for?
The only way it is they have big marketing campaigns and ram all of their antiseptic behavior down our throats, and so that's the only way they even have any audience. Because try to listen to Ben Shapiro for 1 minute, and you're like, what? You know what I mean? Like, he's not. It's horrific. Anyhow, too bad for the staff over there at the Daily Liar. You should have known better than to work for those antiseptic outfits. CBS News is reporting that 70% of Americans find difficulty in affording essentials like food, housing, and healthcare. But we're on the Arsenal of Freedom tour, pumping up the military-industrial complex, and we can afford a $1.5 trillion military spending in the next budget coming up here. Snow. So you think these Americans that are caring about healthcare, food, and housing are just antiseptics? Like, what's their freaking problem?
I don't know, man. It's like I personally, as a normal person, care way more about starting illegal wars for no reason that you're obviously going to lose, and everybody knows you're going to lose, than like basic things I need for survival. I don't know what their deal is. Just very disappointing, very anti-American behavior, very antiseptic. I don't know. They're all Hamas, probably.
Hamas sympathizers at the very least. U.S. officials say that Iran's war true cost is closer to $50 billion, double what the Pentagon is saying publicly. And it's even more than that, right? It's even more than 50 billion, but they're the Pentagon's, it's whatever, bro. Go audit us. Try to find just come on, man. That's a report out of CBS News. We're just getting effed over so freaking hard here, man. But don't you worry, boomers. Don't you worry, boomers out there. Golden age for your golden years. 30 million seniors claimed the enhanced deduction for seniors this tax season. All taxation stuff. So you should have been protesting that your whole life. Maybe we wouldn't be in this situation, those on Social Security. But here we are. Here we are. That's Trump pandering to what little base I believe he has left here now.
That's literally what this is. It's just like, okay, I realize I only have like 12 people that like me anymore, so I'm just gonna do things for the 12 people because everybody, like, they're just daring people to get in the streets. They are daring people to be like,
right. They're trying to provoke violence, and do not threaten these people. Do not do violence against them because that's their thing. But they're constantly provocatory to piss people off on purpose, obviously.
Mm-hmm. No, they want it. That's what the drones are for. That's what they got robot dogs guarding the data centers now. In case you're wondering how dystopic we've gotten to that level of robot dogs guarding the data centers that are going to master
and drones too. I'm sure.
Yep.
In the sky. Here's look at this. I guess it's all about perspective here now. Treasury Secretary Bissett says that Iran is the head of the snake of global terrorism. Under Trump's leadership, Treasury is moving aggressively through Operation Economic Fury to sever the Iranian military's financial lifelines. We will relentlessly target the regime's ability to generate, move, and repatriate funds and pursue anyone enabling Tehran's attempt to evade sanctions. This is upon the announcement of more sanctions on the Iranian regime. And someone put this meme, very telling, right underneath the Treasury Department's post there. Countries attacked by bombing, sabotage, and attempted government overthrow since World War II. And Iran, the biggest sponsor of terrorism in the world, hasn't done any of that stuff. But the United States has a very long list of countries it's bombed, sabotaged, or attempted to overthrow since World War II. I don't think I need to read the entire list here. It's just
it's basically everybody.
It's basically the entire world.
It's the world minus like vassals of the American Empire.
So nobody in the rest of the world believes any of this bullshit because they already know from firsthand experience. That's why 85 to 90% of the world hates our freaking guts. Sorry to report to you here. We're not Fox News selling you propaganda and lies all day. We're telling you the damn truth, the facts of the matter. And excuse me if it triggers you out there in the audience. I know our audience is hip to the game already, but man, it's like beating your head on the wall trying to talk to some of these people out there. I'm telling you.
I mean, yeah, I still talk to people in real life who are like, yeah, but we got to prevent Iran from having a nuke. And I'm like, okay. So the only country that has used, nuclear weapons,
allegedly,
it wasn't firebombing and mustard gas, guys. Don't think it was firebombing and mustard gas. It was a legitimate, this is all real. It's not faking gay. Okay. So the one country that has actually used this technology is saying we need to prevent the other country that has repeatedly said we don't care about getting this from getting this is the level of like broken brain we are at in 2026. Just justification that doesn't, they don't even care that it makes sense. They're just like, yeah, we just like, we're gonna just make up reasons. And
they said we destroyed their nuclear program last June. You know what I mean? So like even their own, they're lying upon their own lies. It literally doesn't even make sense. I think that's part of the plan, is just to put out so much disinformation, misinformation, lies, and propaganda that those not fully paying attention, brains are scrambled, and they say, well, at least they don't have nukes, the damn Iranian terrorists. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, flood the zone. I mean, Steve Bannon even admitted that's kind of that's the plot, right? You flood people with so much information that they either tune out, which is what you want. You don't want people paying attention to your fuckery. Or they legitimately don't know what to believe. And the more you throw out there, there's a greater likelihood that they're going to catch something.
Trump contradicts himself within a sentence, and you're like, what? What is this guy even talking about at this point? You know, it's like all on purpose, by design, a con man's trick, part of conology. Let's take our live commercial break here now, Snow, at the top of the hour. You'll plug. I'll give you a chance to plug. Let me plug my stuff here quickly. Go to weaponizednews.com/shop. Get yourself some stickers over there. We have the holograph sticker, white background sticker, and clear sticker. Weaponizednews.com/shop. Help support independent reporting and analysis, brought to you 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern time. We take donations in the description below this video. You can see links to Bitcoin wallet address, buy me a coffee, and Cash App, and weaponizednews.com/shop. Patron the store over there, or become a paid subscriber on Weaponized News Substack. The links to everything we talk about, almost everything we talk about, are there, and a summary of the show and a video of the show for your later usage. And I wanted to plug myself here a little bit. During the bad times when we were banned off essentially much of the internet, we kept the show ongoing, and here's a bunch of old shows on the Substack documenting said things. We interviewed a bunch of scientists. Here's whistleblower scientists, Mike Diano, a bunch of people, a bunch of doctors, on and on it goes. Whistleblower Brooke Jackson, and a bunch of doctors, scientists, exposing all the bat problems there. And this is from 2022. Right here, you can see. So we've been the anti-miracle declaration. That was from a doctor there, Dr. Lee. And so you can see all of our work there, fighting through the intense censorship at our Substack. That's from 2022. And so you can access all of those archives for free at Substack, but become a paid subscriber. Show your support for the show, weaponizednews.com/shop. All right, Snow, go ahead and plug away.
All right. Please follow my GeoCities website. No, I'm kidding. GeoCities. We're in the dinosaur times now. For people who are just tuning in and are just getting to know me, I'm Snow Himbo. I run a channel called Prolpilled, and the point of it basically is covering technocracy. We do a lot of conspiracy stuff, but we always bring receipts. But it's from a working class perspective. So I'm also going to explain to everybody, you know, like how you should care about this as just an average person, you know, wage slaving it up. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. Just look for @Prolpilled. You can follow our channel on X as well @Prolpilled. We don't maintain it very well. In fact, I don't make a lot of posts like whatsoever. So follow it at your follow it at your own peril. We're also on Rumble, and we're also on Substack. If you want to support our work, it's 100% independently funded. You can become a member on YouTube. You can become a paid subscriber on Substack. And we do members-only content like gaming streams, research streams, stuff like that, just as a thank you to anyone who supports us. And that's that. I pretty much started this with my co-host Big Mad Crab because we really wanted to be another voice in this field and really expose like what's ahead of us and what we can do to stop it. But we also cover a lot of fun. We also cover a lot of fun content, you know. Sometimes we'll get a little spicy and we'll talk about the nature of consciousness and how it's probably non-local. Or we'll talk about, you know, like ancient Sumerian mythology and how that applies to current day geopolitics. We get spicy with it and it's good. So give us a subscribe over there on YouTube until they decide we're antiseptic and shut our channel down. And follow us on Substack too. We do articles over there too. So thank you guys for tuning into Weaponized News. And yeah, glory to the martyrs. You know.
All right, awesome. Thank you for that. Go over and check out Prolpilled on the YouTube. Give them a subscription, and right there you can give us a follow on the messaging app. Formerly known as Twitter, as they say now X. It's now just a glorified messaging app for me over there. I know Snow works a little bit more than me do, but there you can message him and follow him and see all of his great work on the X as well. They're daily exposing all of this tyranny that we're facing. All right. Thank you for bearing with us through that commercial break. Welcome back to the second half of Weaponized News on this Friday, May Day, May 1st. Happy Illuminati Founding Day. And we're back. Okay, so I wanted you to get into, I wanted to get through the economic section here. Where are we at? Exposing some of this fraud. Well, we'll just go through it here. They say that Democrats let fraudsters abuse Snap, and now they're shutting down fraud at Snap, according to the USDA. I don't believe them, but I guess they're going to kick a bunch of people off food stamps that they say are committing fraud. And then Mr. Fraud himself changed his name 3 times, his religion 666 times. JD Vance, now Mr. Technocracy Vice President, he's the fraud czar here in America. And they tell us they're cracking down on healthcare fraud in Arizona, Nevada, and California. And so we do appreciate those efforts. All right, Snow, one more. Why does MAGA like being scammed so much? Trump's scam cost MAGA devotees over $4 billion. It's being reported out of it's wonderful. Do you have Trump derangement syndrome? Why don't you like being frauded out of so much money? Donald Trump abused his fans to the tune of $4 billion with a cryptocurrency scam that has all the signs of insiders cashing in at the expense of MAGA true believers. Yeah, it's called rug pulling, and they did do that with the $ Trump coin here now, and with the $ Melania coin. It's called pump and dump rug pulling cryptocurrency scams, and Trump has done that. Here's that report out of this spinoff of the failing New York Times. There you go, and it's being reported. But you have to write it off, right? Because MS Now's Morning Joe reported on this, but it's been widely reported. But since they reported it there, it's written off. But it's the truth of the matter. They did a pump and dump scheme with Trump coin and Melania coin here now on MAGA Snow.
Yeah, we're at the point where I feel like they're just plundering as much as they can. They're just taking as much as they're trying to there's no other way to put it. They are just trying to bankrupt the country. At the same time, mind you, that there's a looming energy crisis and a looming food crisis. They're just trying to make life so friggin' hard that suddenly, I can't drive anywhere. 15-minute city, that might be okay. Oh, there's nothing in my fridge. Well, I mean, mealworms can't be that bad. You know, they're building all the cricket farms, by the way. They just built another one. There's no fertilizer and they're building cricket farms, and people are still like, I wonder where this is going. It's like, yeah, no, they told you. You can order Klaus's book off Amazon. He tells you what he's doing. He's literally just Dr. Evil in plain sight. So great stuff.
Rockefeller oil oligarchs defy Trump's drill baby drill policy. And so according to Financial Times report, Exxon and Chevron defy Trump's pressure to boost oil production. So they're rigging the markets here now, creating artificial scarcity as per usual on the back of the Iran war, intensifying the global energy shortfall here now by refusing to boost oil production. Your favorite Rockefeller oil oligarchs, Exxon and Chevron.
The good old pirate states of Chevron.
Here's the national. This is why the Republicans are going to lose the midterms bigly, as Trump would say. Here's the national average for price of a gallon of gasoline. It's $4.40 here now on May 1st. And so this will end the Republicans in the midterms. And here in California, it's a special evil 6.60. So $6.06 on average in California. And that's again, in the difference there is state regulations and taxes, but still this can't go on. And I guess it can, but it can't go on and reconcile with, we're in a golden age, the greatest economy ever, when people can't even afford a gallon of gasoline here now. Snow, it's getting really bad, really fast, actually.
Well, it's something to think about, right? Because these people know. Well, they might not know, because the people at the very top, the biggest misconception people have, stop thinking the people at the very top are omnipotent. They're not. They're just narcissists and psychopaths. And if you look at the record, they're actually really fucking bad at all this. They thought they could BS their way through Gaza, and now everybody hates the entity. They thought they could,
failure after failure after failure, and they don't care. The agenda marches forward, Let's watch this clip about the oil facilities all over the world being blown up, creating the artificial scarcity. I'm sure this is all just one big coincidence. Energy infrastructure in flames.
Oh yeah,
there's a bunch of these too.
Oil facilities have suddenly been hit with explosions, fires, and gas leaks across the world. So is it more than just coincidence? A chain of explosions across the global oil industry, fires, blasts, and disruptions happening one after another across continents, all unfolding during one of the worst energy crises in recent history. So
that's fine, right? So, I mean, stuff happens every day, oil refineries bursting into flames, right?
I kind of noticed that they're all happening in all the countries that don't have a Rothschild's banking system, but I'm sure that's not accidental. Hey, the U.S. only bombs those countries too. That's crazy too. probably just a big that. Sorry, I'm being antiseptic. I need to stop.
No, give us a report. Give us your report about your hacking incident. Now we're on the fraud section of the economy. What happened to you, and how do people overcome it?
Okay, so my account was hacked, and here's how the hack goes. And I'm
hacked on X, right?
Yeah, hacked on X.
Was it any of your other accounts?
No, but that's because like my other accounts suck. So no, it's an X specific hack, and here's how it works. And I 100% think this is targeted because it also hit Craig Passage-Ardula of Truthwire and Convo Couch. He got hit, and they changed his account to a chick, so he was forcibly transitioned. Never fun. Sorry, they were transitioned. Here's how it works. An account gets hacked. And this is ingenious if you want to shut down like truth tellers, independent reporters, people who are like speaking truth to power. This is a really smart thing to do. An account gets hacked, then it's basically a phishing attempt. That account then messages all of the mutuals in your Twitter and says, hey, I'm up for like a big podcasting thing. Can you click this link and vote for me? You click the link and you give them the information that they need to then go in and steal your account. Then what happened afterwards was I got a message on WhatsApp from the hacker saying, hey, do you want your account back? And I'm like, I will get my account back. And they're like, no, there's no way you're going to get your account back. And I'm like, you are fucked on a level that you will never comprehend in history.
No, it wasn't only. I got that message exactly like you said. Vote for me to be in the podcast awards. I got that from, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, a lot of accounts actually.
Yeah. So how
okay, so
they're
threatening you and trying to extort you to get you to pay to get access to your account back.
Yeah, pretty much. They basically ask you for money. And guys, if you get desperate, don't do this because the hacker is just going to take, like, it's just going to keep asking for more money. The point is to shut your account down. That is the whole point of it. But from there, what basically happened is if your account gets hacked, you go to this X form. It's like a report your account is hacked. That form loops. As in, like, you fill it out, you're going to get an automated message saying, good news, there's already an email associated with your account, so you're good. So what you do, and if you subscribe to me on ProPilled, just search my videos for hacked. You can find the exact video. I made a whole video on what helped me get my account back. Basically, all you need to do is get a human to look at the issue because there's so much automation from X now because Elmo fired like half of the people. So you have to just make everything robot soup. I went out and I hunted down a bunch of different emails. There's one avenue you can go. Okay, you can invoke California privacy laws, like data privacy laws. There's a data email and say you are violating California privacy laws, data privacy laws. If you're in Canada, you can invoke PIPEDA. That is another data privacy law. And the EU has another data privacy law. But the main one is California. You can go that route and be like, my account was compromised. I'm being extorted. And therefore, this is a data breach because someone has access to my data that you are legally obligated to safeguard under your own state laws. X head office is in California. Interestingly enough, I also backtraced the IP that the hacker was using. They are also in California. So,
wow.
Could be Elon. You never know.
Maybe it's coming from the calls coming from inside the house there.
Inside the house, yeah. But another avenue you can go down is you can reach out to you need to reach out to emails where a human has to check the inbox. That's the important part. So I finally got an email back after arguing my case and being like, here's proof I'm the rightful owner. I covered all my video. I also made a manual. I made like a 3-page manual. These are the emails you send to. This is like a draft of the email you're going to send. Finally got someone to come in there and be like, hey, thanks for reaching out. We've reconnected the original email to the account. And what they'll also do is they'll end all sessions. So anybody else on your account, they'll get booted. They'll expel any apps that they might have installed on your account. That's as well. And where we're at now is I am now devoted not only to helping everybody get their accounts back, I'm devoted to exposing these bitches because I'm convinced it's either going to go back to a state actor or a technocrat or both. I am convinced this was.
No, here's an example. Look, this is from my own. This is what it looks like, right?
That's the one.
A quick favor. This is Strawberry Blonde. I don't know her from Adam. We follow each other on the X, right? But anyway, hey, a quick favor. I'm in the running to co-host a major podcast event with Spotify, Google. If you can drop a vote for me, I'd really appreciate it. Much love, right? And that's it, right?
Yep. So I'm really glad
I've
you
got
didn't
many
click
of
that.
these messages from people that I think I know, but I don't know them because they're not running their account. Some hacker is.
Yeah, so that's kind of.
Don't click that link. Don't click that link.
No, don't click it. And if you get a message like that, you're going to want to find the person because they probably created a new account just to tell people. And you're going to want to tell them like, hey, you've been hacked. It's kind of an insidious strategy, though, because you're getting a message from someone who follows you and who you follow, who you've talked to. They got me because it was someone I talked to. So like, it's like, hey, how's it going? Not bad. I did this video here. Oh, cool. I'll share it for you. And that's big. Like, we're all independent media. We're all trying to help each other out here. We're all trying to help spread the word and, get like elevate everything. And I know personally, I'm trying to, I'm working with Pittsburgh dude 87. I'm working with Pasta right now to try and help him get his account back. Going to try to get as many people's account back as possible, but it is a really ingenious kind of strategy because these are people you trust. And most of us are well-meaning and we'll be like, okay, well, yeah, I'll help vote for you in something. And then, you get clapped and all of a sudden you got this weirdo from a California number being like, I never got to an actual negotiation, but other people told me they're asking for like $50 or $75. I heard from a couple people like they actually did pay, unfortunately, and then they just asked for more money afterwards. That's why you don't play their game.
Don't negotiate with terrorists.
Don't negotiate with actual terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be a VPN number too. I'm half convinced that if I found the real, I will scrub all of the IP addresses. I wouldn't be surprised if this came at a Tel Aviv. It's very Tel Aviv coded.
They would never do such a thing. So if people have this problem, can they contact you and ask for some help?
Yes. Yeah, please do. My DMs are open on X. You can also just email pearlpilled@gmail.com. I try to check that inbox at least once every 5 years, so you're good. No, please shoot me a DM on X. You can shoot me a DM on Substack. You can shoot me a DM. pearlpilled@gmail.com. I will devote time to helping people get their accounts back. And the only thing I ask in return is just kind of pay it forward. If I helped you out and you see someone else who's got a problem, maybe help them. And together we can kind of squash this whole hacking crap and shut it down. Because I'm going to be honest. I'm not seeing Zionists getting this. I'm not seeing MAGA people getting this. I'm only seeing independent investigative journalists getting hit with this and their lists. So it's not only targeting independent investigative journalists, it is targeting their fan base. So you are shutting down both the creator and the audience. That's the insidiousness of this hack. So Yeah, TLDR, because I'm a yapper. If this happens to you, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll work with you as best I can. I created a guide for it. I created a whole video. I will say you have to be aggressive. So tag at private at safety, tag them as much as possible, tag at support. You have to annoy them to the point, and in my job, I know this works. If you are annoying, they will force a human to look at your stuff because you're going to be causing disruptions. So become the whole problem. That's the point.
And don't fall for these links. All right, Snow, thank you for explaining that and letting people know where to reach you there. Right there at the bottom of the screen, you can see if you have this problem, but don't fall for it in the first place. The fraud I wanted to expose today and talk about is feels like ever since April 15th, about 2 weeks ago, when I filed my federal income taxes over here, they got my number through I don't know how, through the accounting firm, through the tax software, through the IRS. I don't know, but they've been spamming the hell out of me with these phone calls, telling me. Let me just read you a voicemail, and it's been like I can't even get a regular call now because of this bullshit. The government will never call you, okay, in regards to tax matters. They will always do it through snail mail. They will never email you. They will never do it through the internet. They will never do it through the phone. Everything with the IRS is snail mail. So that's a big fraud going on. Anyway, let me read you. I've got them from like 30, 40 different scam places. Here's the voicemail they send to you. They say, we'd love to walk through. Same here, calling from Westbrook Tax Relief regarding the tax matter we have on file for you. I'm calling because you may qualify for IRS charge agreement. And so they're constantly telling me I owe the IRS money and I can work with them to negotiate some type of settlement. I don't owe. I know I don't, because I did my own taxes and I paid the freaking money I owed. So this is literally made up, but they're fishing again for people that may not be aware that they will contact you this way, that think that they may owe some money, you see? And so another fraud scam. Don't get caught up in it. If they're contacting you about taxes, it's a fraud scam.
Yeah. The IRS will
snail mail.
Yeah, the IRS will send you, if you have any kind of tax discrepancy, the IRS will mail you directly, whether it's like a Form 941 sort of thing or like a 1099 issue or what have you. 943.
If you owe them money, they will they will send you a letter saying how much you owe them. And not look, it's just every one of these calls is friggin' spam. I can't even get a real call on my phone anymore. Like somebody sold my number when I filed my taxes somewhere along the chain into the scammers database, and it's just one after another after another after another.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Yeah, there's like no point in having a phone anymore because I get all that spam stuff too. And I call up, my phone provider and I'm like, can you put me on a do not call list? And they're like, sure, we'll love to do that. And now I get more spam. So thank you for that. I appreciate how nothing works. I just love how nothing works anymore. It's great. Can we bring back the 90s, please?
I'm blaming this report on Snow mostly, but let's hear now from the UK Met Police. It's probably mostly due to his activities on the internet.
Due to sum up, how you see the level of anti-Semitism in this country, how dangerous is it to be Jewish in this country at the moment?
I think the level of anti-Semitism is really tragic. If you look at what's going on in communities, I've seen some data recently suggesting.
Damn. Yeah, that was mostly me.
They're talking about there was attacks on synagogues in UK.
No, I did those. No, I'm just kidding. In a video game. In a video game.
It's
all good.
On to Cuba now. On to Cuba here, Snell. I know you went to Cuba. New sanctions. We're essentially in war with Cuba. For those that don't know, economic sanctions, when levied by the United States, weaponizing the dollar, the world reserve currency, are an act of war. Today, more sanctions were imposed on Cuba here now. President Trump signs executive order dramatically escalating sanctions on Cuba, targeting energy, finance, and security sectors. What do you think of this?
Yeah.
Should we just blow up the island of Cuba and call it a day?
So this is this is part of a larger project, right?
Trump says we're going into Cuba next. We haven't even we beat Iran 63 times. We've won that war. So now next is Cuba to go ahead and I guess murder all the Cubans.
So this is part of I know your audience is probably well aware just because they watch your great content, but part of large. So let's recap. Trump's talking about Greenland. Trump's talking about Canada. Trump's talking about Cuba. Trump already dealt with Venezuela. Trump's talking about Mexico. This is all part of the Tech Native America, and that is the end goal. This started in 1930 with Elon Musk's grandfather, actually. Fun little tidbit. But this is part of a larger agenda to create a full technocratic state, a full technocratic surveillance state.
Tell us about you went to Cuba, right? Tell us about your trip to Cuba.
Oh my God. Honestly, it was the best vacation I've ever taken. The Cuban people are some of the most inspiring people ever, despite all they're going through, because don't forget, they've had an embargo where they just can't, you can blame the communist government or whatever, but they basically had a massive embargo where they can't trade with a world superpower for a long time. And it causes problems. They can't get certain materials in to repair certain buildings. They can't get enough diesel in. I went to Havana. I met a lot of the people. And honestly, these people are inspiring. They have so much less than us. Excuse me. But they have this attitude where they just laugh at their problems. And they're... Excuse me. And they're like happy. They're just kind of happy regardless.
Is it going to be better once we overthrow the once we do regime change there in Cuba? Is that going to make everything wonderful in the Gulf of America?
It'll probably go back to like, they're probably thinking of some kind of like Batista thing, like a return to like the Batista, let's turn Cuba into like this casino, like sort of. They'll take all the resources, obviously, because that's all America ever fucking does. But they'll return it to some kind of like hyper capitalist. They'll probably do technocratic nonsense, but they'll turn it, like a Vegas sort of situation. But that's part of the greater agenda. The greater agenda is moving back from the world hegemon and focusing on just being their part of the Club of Rome. And that is becoming this technate, because they need all the resources from all these countries to facilitate like a technocracy. They need the rare earth minerals from Greenland. They need the oil from Venezuela. They need multiple materials from Cuba. This is all part of a greater agenda to basically digitally enslave us all. So I'm looking forward to the future. Looks really bright.
It does look bright. Here, let's take a look at maybe for I don't know when your birthday is, Snow, but maybe I can get you one of these for a gift here. Let's take a look. The little hat here combination. This guy's in trouble.
Un homme en Israël a été arrêté pour avoir porté une kippa qui arbore le drapeau israélien aux côtés du drapeau palestinien. Alex Sinclair est maître.
He's in trouble for taking his little hat and putting. You can see he has the aardvark flag on one side and the Palestinian flag on the other, and he put it on his little hat. Now he's in trouble there. I was going to get Snow one for Christmas.
I would appreciate that, Sam. I'm always looking for more material to like start the bonfire before I like get it to the wood. So if I run out of
what do we make of this guy with his little hat on both sides here?
How do you square that?
Oh,
like,
sorry, I had to mute it there so you could talk over it.
How do you square that away? How do you square away the flag of the original country with the flag of the settler colonial entity that forcibly expelled a shitload of them and is now committing genocide on them? You can't do both, man. You got to pick one.
Aardvarks are telling him that he's anti-Semitic. He was actually arrested for wearing it in Aardvark land. So there you go.
My God.
He's like anti-Semitic on anti-Semitic on anti-Semitic, 3 levels deep of hate there. You know what I mean? So get arrested in Aardvark land for that type of activity, for putting a Palestinian flag on your little hat.
Well, I mean, like it's so profoundly psychotic over there, and I'm gonna do more on like why Israel's like this, because there's a lot of different reasons. One of them is a spiritual reason. They basically worship like an evil god. But I'll get into that.
Let's hear little Ben Shapiro, who his company Daily Liar fired like half their staff today, where he's talking to the Habat Aardvark supremacy group here, talking about. They need to go and censor the hell out of us some more. Maybe these are the guys that launched that hack attack. I wouldn't put it past them, but everybody's favorite anti-septic man, little Ben Shapiro.
First of all, there's certainly a lot of truth to the idea that left-wing teachers are indoctrinating kids into a viewpoint on the world that does cross paths into, what causes the symptom that is Jew hatred. I think that's for sure true. Honestly, I think that the bigger danger when I look at young people right now is social media. Social media is a cesspool. I mean, if you spent any time on X at all over the course of the last couple of years, it is unusable, truly unusable. I mean, just a vile stream of trash. And I think that was true of TikTok as well. I mean, what do we do? I mean, I think that, you only do what you can, meaning that I don't control the algorithms. Hopefully somebody who's more responsible now will help control the algorithms. I'm glad that TikTok was taken away from China. I'm not sure how much algorithmic control was given to the new owners. That's sort of the big question. I think that, Elon should obviously boot the bots from his algorithm, because I think a lot of this is foreign bot driven, frankly. And I think the algorithm creates extraordinary virality. Yes, there's money being used, 100%. The extraordinary virality is being driven for unknown accounts. You can see it in your recommendations. I remember at one point I actually reached out to Elon's people directly about this.
Yeah, it's definitely social media and not like having the state of Israel commit genocide.
Not genocide. It's the bots on social media here, and U.S. imperialism has not been forgotten. Here's on May Day in the Philippines, burning an effigy of Trump and Netanyahu with red devil horns. And so the rest of the world knows, America, I'm sorry to report to you here now, and they're not too happy about it.
Damn.
That's the Philippines today, celebrating May Day.
Yeah, Mexico a little while ago was burning a statue of Baal, and then Iran's been doing that. Everybody's catching on.
Iran, Iraq, Mexico. It's turning into a global trend here now. We're seeing little Marco Rubio's former political mentor, David Rivera, is convicted for his role in a secret $50 million campaign to lobby Washington officials on the behalf of the Venezuelan government, according to a report out of the Washington Compost. But if you lobby for AIPAC, then you're wonderful. but God forbid you lobby on behalf of Venezuela or any other government for that matter. So he got in trouble today for that. Snow, you can always, if your dissidence against tyranny doesn't work out, you can always get a job at the State Department. They're recruiting here now.
Oh, thank goodness.
Here you go. Be the face of America abroad. careers.state.gov/FS. So there you go. And that's the meme. That's the meme the State Department put out. Be the face of America abroad. Little Marco Rubio right there.
Dude, I'm looking them up. Foreign service careers. What is this? Foreign service careers. Foreign service officers. Foreign service specialist. Oh my God. What do you think that even entails? Just going to other countries and being like, hey, you don't support Israel enough.
Pretty much at this point. So the Board of Peace, they're directly replied to this report out of Reuters today. Let's take a look. The Board of Peace that signs off on genocide there in Gaza. Report out of Reuters, U.S. to close its flagship Gaza mission as Trump plan stalls, sources say. Well, the genocide has continued, and they haven't stopped stacking Palestinian bodies since the alleged establishment of the Board of Peace there. And the Board of Peace said any claim that the CMCC is closing is wrong. The CMCC is advancing its grift. No, is advancing its efforts every day to continue delivering aid at a level unprecedented in modern history. And they go through all of their alleged aid giving to the Palestinians there. Truly amazing, actually.
Yeah, God forbid we do anything for those people like at all. It's forbidden.
They're jacking the flotillas. If they're trying to send aid flotillas are being jacked by the Aardvarkland Navy in international waters, saying, God forbid you feed hungry children there in Palestine.
And again, there's still starvation over there. There's still famine. There's what really pissed me off. I was saying this to Truthwire this morning. There's now Palestinian cities in Wikipedia that are in past tense.
Well, yeah, they leveled the place.
As in, like, Rafah was a city. That's how they describe it now.
Yeah, now it's a refugee camp with tents that they bomb. They bomb refugees in tents now, and they're killing the hell out of journalists. I reported on this yesterday, but didn't even get to the details. Yeah, by the way, they're killing the hell out of journalists over there. Reporters Without Borders. This is out of the Cradle, and I couldn't find America on the list yesterday, but America World Press Freedom is actually 64. So I did find us there in Land of the Free, Home of the Lie. United States 64 in World Press Freedom. Imagine that, according to Reporters Without Borders. And also in this report out of the Cradle, let's remind everybody that Aardvarkland has killed 260 plus journalists in Gaza. Here's their and so they still are not allowing international reporters to cover the strip there that they've destroyed. So here's 260 journalists killed in Gaza to remind everybody what is going on. Now they're targeting Lebanese, those covering the Lebanon ethnic cleansing and genocide. They're killing them on a daily basis. And back here in America, to remind everybody, Brad Parscale, former head chief technology strategist of Trump's first campaign, is now Salem Radio and Media Network's chief strategist, working directly with Aardvarkland, has registered as a foreign agent. So that's going on. here in America as Aardvark Land pours $730 million into global propaganda machine as reputation collapses. Aardvark Land lawmakers last month approved a sharp increase in the 2026 public diplomacy budget, allocating roughly $730 million to global messaging apparatus, also known as Hasbra, according to a report out of the Aardvark Post. So,
oh my God.
Your favorite influencer out there pushing genocide is most likely funded by Hasbra budget for public diplomacy out of Aardvark Land.
Listen, $7,000 is a lot of money in this economy.
And then they burn half of their idiot clown influencers and say, well, you just sold your soul, and guess what? You're burnt. You're not even getting the $7,000.
Yeah, they did get burned. And the funny thing is, like, for all this money they're burning, it's not even working, like, at all. Nobody's buying it. Every single, like, Hosbarist on the internet, you just see the comments section, and it's just everyone being like, fuck you. It's like just a million fuck yous. Unless it's like another like IDF troll farm account that's being like, yes, we stand for Israel. And it's this AI slop with like a lion and the Zionist flag behind it. Yeah, no, sorry, that's cap.
I don't know why the public sentiment is such. We just have video here again today of last night actually, of Aardvark Land bombing southern Lebanon using white phosphorus, a war crime. So, but it's just because they don't like little hats, we're told, is the reason. Here they are, Operation Silver Plow. They're literally leveling the place. Let's watch this report out Al Jazeera as Aardvark Land is destroying villages, homes, and infrastructure in southern Lebanon. Same military tactic as used in Gaza. Let's watch this report out of Al Jazeera a little bit, showing you they're leveling the place again because, you know, Lebanese are terrorists.
Here was my home. My house was destroyed by the Israeli army. Those are the excavators that are working on destroying also the house of our neighbors. At the first moment, I didn't knew that this is our house because the features there was erased by the Israeli army.
This is what his village, Mesa Jabal, looked like. It's along Lebanon's southern border with Israel. And this is what the Israeli army has been doing to villages across that region. They've been systematically detonating civilian homes, infrastructure, power stations, water networks. They're creating a new reality. It's making the area unlivable, and for the people who once lived there, unrecognizable. Visual evidence is being shared by Israel, and satellite imagery have shown entire blocks leveled, including historic neighborhoods.
I felt overwhelmed with a deep sorrow and brokenness because this house, I had a lot of memories there with my parents, with my relatives, and especially with my grandmother. Also, what hurted me is that when I saw the uprooted olive trees that I planted with my father and brothers in 2007, and we take care on it as if we are taking care of our own children.
The zone occupied by the Israeli army is roughly 10% of Lebanon's territory. In a similar strategy used in Gaza, it established what it calls a yellow line, south of which is a no-go area. And this is happening while there is a US brokered ceasefire.
When I saw this destruction, the first thing that I think about is the Israeli want to prevent us to return back to our home and to our land.
This is what villages along the border looked like before the latest confrontation began 2 months ago. Israel heavily destroyed them during and after the conflict in 2024. Even when a ceasefire was agreed then, life didn't resume in South Lebanon.
I wish that the war will end now and the Israeli will return back and leave our area and our land.
It's a wish shared by the more than 1 million people displaced by Israel's war.
Yeah, so 2 genocides now. Good stuff.
It's called Operation Silver Plow, and they're doing it like right now as we speak. Right now as we speak, Aardvark land soldiers told Haaretz their operations in southern Lebanon are focused on systematically leveling buildings in villages, not targeting Hezbollah infrastructure. Operation Silver Plow, there, Snow. So they're saying the quiet part out loud in their Aardvark land newspapers, Haaretz. Like they don't even, Snow froze up on us there. And we lost him. We lost Snow. He's froze on the screen. That's weird. Anyhow, let me see if I can switch. Oh, he's frozen backstage. Once more. Well, that's not good. Anyhow, let me switch this up. And, looks like we lost him, but he's frozen there. That's weird. I've never had that happen before. Yeah, it's quite horrific there. Since March 2nd, Aardvark land offensive there in Lebanon has killed at least 2,618 people and displaced 1.6 million people. Quite horrific. Looks like we lost Snow there. So it's ongoing. As you saw that report, there's more videos and images of them leveling southern Lebanon. In the last 24 hours, 40 sites across southern Lebanon have been leveled, essentially. Here's a, I'll show you a short clip of that right here. Controlled demolition of the block by block by block, and it just goes on and on and on here. Well, to put a human face on it, to show everybody, in the last 48 hours, these children in Lebanon have been killed. There you go. They're not enemy combatants. Sarah on the X says they're children. We showed these two. So there you go. That's what's going on here. There, Hezbollah announced 7 operations in response to Aardvark land ceasefire violations. The fighting's continuing there. Displaced Palestinians in Gaza burned tents in protest of Aardvark land fire. So they're still genociding the Palestinians. Gaza's Ministry of Health reports at least 824 Palestinians have been killed since the ceasefire. Looks like we got Snow back on the line. Welcome back there, Snow.
Damn, I didn't know the energy crisis was this bad.
I was just covering
cooked.
At the end here. The genocide continues, the systematic leveling of southern Gaza now, and the genocide in Gaza continues. 824 Palestinians have been killed since the alleged ceasefire there. I don't know how they can get away with calling it ceasefires, but they continue to fire. Like we have a disconnect on even understanding the meaning of words at this point. Part of their Orwellian agenda to confuse everybody as they keep pulling the trigger, whacking women and children over there.
Well, I think here's the thing. Okay, with Israel, ceasefire means you cease, but they fire. That's what it means. It means you stop retaliating so they can kill more people. That's it. That's all it is.
Did this guy that was part of the global Samud aid flotilla out in the middle of the ocean, did he deserve this beating that he got?
Oh, yeah.
Here's I think he probably deserved it for trying to give starving people aid. Let's take a look.
From German delegation, and you see what they do with me. They stole my €1,000, about €1,000 money, and my driving license without reason. They say they give me.
Stole his money, but they robbed him and beat him up there for trying to help starving children.
I just need to ask everybody, like, how much longer are we just gonna let them get away with this shit?
No,
How much longer are we gonna
this
let
one's
this
even
happen?
more egregious, and I'm arguing she probably deserved it for being a Christian nun. Let's take a look.
Oh, this one, yeah,
ultra Zionist aardvark land settler. She had it coming for being a Christian nun in God's holy land, according to the Talmud.
Yeah, just
so she had it coming, right? No? Quite horrific. That guy goes on to get in a little scuffle there. But I mean, my God, to push an elderly nun down in the back, like that could have killed her easily, right?
That could have.
If you hit your head right there on the temple, you're going to die in a lot of cases. So if she would have hit just right there, it would have killed her.
That is just Israeli society. That is the level that
the
we're at.
Talmudic mindset right there, illustrated in that video. And what about this? They had it coming here too in God's holy land, right? Aardvark land is demolishing the historic nuns monastery and Christian school in Lebanon. Report out of Mint Press. There's video of it too, but here's the still image of the after. And so I guess these Christians had it coming, right? I mean, it would be antiseptic to say this is wrong, right?
I don't understand how anyone is still a Christian Zionist. And the crazy thing is, the Christian Zionists are the most important part. There's way more Christian Zionists than there are Israelis.
Oh, yeah. They're the ones they're propping this whole thing up.
Yeah. Yeah. And
they're praying. They're literally praying for the end of the world apocalypse because they believe it's going to bring about the second coming of Jesus Christ. And I'm like, man, that's sure some twisted kind of logic you guys got going on there to be praying for the end of the world.
Yeah, like I said, it's an apocalyptic death cult. There is more of a like demonic...
it literally is. You're not just saying that. They're praying for the apocalypse and the end of the world. It's an apocalyptic death cult, quite literally.
Yeah, because they think after that they'll get a new world.
And they're gonna go to heaven and be, or maybe even be raptured out. Where's the rapture, bro? You know what I mean?
And the crazy thing is, like actual Jewish people don't really work out in this deal of the rapture because they're basically, if memory serves, they go to hell. So
well, they're supposed to see in the last second, they're supposed to see the light and then repent and accept Jesus as their savior, is the argument that why we're going along with all this evil, because at the last second, we're going to still save them, you see?
Okay. No, that's definitely normal and good and something you should want for everybody. Let's end the world because I don't know, like, are you not getting hits on Tinder or like what's happening, guys? Why do we want to end the world? What's happening? Dear God.
That's all the reporting we got. Oh, well, they're doing massive raids, the Ultra Zionists and the IDF working together in the occupied West Bank and occupied Jerusalem. Same report as every day here, running around the place, terrorizing Palestinians, destroying their property, burning them out of their homes, killing them in some instances, detaining them, shaking them down, carrying out ethnic cleansing in the occupied West Bank systematically as they're taking all of that land as well, and widely internationally recognized as a war crime, but it continues.
Yeah. Listen, At the end of the day, these people aren't going to stop unless they are stopped. The only time they did actually stop was when Iran was rocking them so hard that they had to be forced into defensive mode. We need to stop this. We need to stop this right now. And part of that means creating enough friction and enough resistance that our governments actually make the decision that it is too toxic to support Israel anymore. That's all we can do. Because the only other option is they're just going to keep doing this, and eventually we'll be on the menu. Okay.
It's a laboratory for they're using it as a kill box, a laboratory to fine-tune Skynet, essentially, with Palantir kill list, and you better believe all that's coming for the rest of us. You better damn.
You could argue. Yeah, you could argue it already is in some cases.
In some cases, but I mean, turn the dial up to 11 once everything's fully in place, and we're getting closer by the day.
Yeah. What if they decide that I don't know, Canada, Canada is very anti-American, they're very anti-Semitic, we got to do something about it. We could get turned into Gaza. Everybody could. That could be the plan. We are dealing with people at the top who have such grandiosity that they feel like they can get away with anything. And the only way out of this mess is proving them wrong. The only way out of this mess is us all forgetting our stupid bullshit differences, standing up and saying enough of this barbarism, enough of genocide, enough of this fat orange clown and his stupid Biden ramblings, enough of stupid forever wars. Okay, no more war. Literally no more war. Okay, take your military industrial complex and shove it. We're done. We're the only generation that can do this. Stand up and say, this is over. Reject the technocracy. Reject this weird promise that they'll upload your consciousness into like a robot or like the Matrix or whatever. What they're going to do is they're going to put a chip in your brain. It's going to train a robot on everything, like all your emotions, your memories, your skills, and then they're just going to fucking kill you. That's what they're going to do. They're just going to kill you. Okay. I need people to understand that the end goal is probably to unalive a shitload of us. That's probably where it's going.
That's their stated goal, Snow. But that's actually stated U.S. foreign policy. Everybody should look up State Department 200. That is to sterilize the third world there, and you better believe that they brought that plan home here now to the American technate in making right now, the Greater North America Project. All right, yep. Snow, we're at 2 hours, and that's about all we have. Let's go. Let's take a look at a few comments. Nothing really breaking here. We're in a stalemate. Trump says no early into the Iran war, but there is no war, and we've already won it. And so we're essentially in a stalemate. There may be big moves over the weekend. That's when Trump likes to make big moves when the markets are closed. I don't know. I don't know, but we shall see. Let's pray for peace. As it's a stalemate with Khomeini still running Iran and the Strait of Hormuz that are essentially closed down. Let's go to Odysee channel and see if we have any comments there from viewers. We have a few. Let's see. Highland Gur, John, OT tuned in to troll us a little bit. Thank you very much for that. Let's see. John says, I cringe when I hear all the stereotyping of boomers. I am one of them, and I knew on September 11, 2011, that my government was involved, and I loudly said so to my younger coworkers who regarded me as crazy. I discerned that Trump was a fraud when he first announced his candidacy. I have avoided all television. Well, you listen to Weaponized News, and you're not a boomer that we were talking about, obviously, there, John. you're more informed than we are on this broadcast. But I hear you, and I don't want to demonize and ageism and all that. I'm not trying to say all boomers are bad. I'm saying this group that just can't get their head out of Trump's rear end are the problem here now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they do it. Hey, boomers have a lot of power, a lot of economic power. They have a lot of power in the society. And so if all of them would say, no, we're not doing this again, bro. You know what I mean? Like John,
yeah,
he knew what time it was all the way back there in 9/11 and said Trump's a fraud from the gate. If you can't say Trump's a fraud at this point, I mean, man, serious brainwashing going on, right?
Yeah, listen, we're referring to like the MAGA boomers. We're referring to the people who just tune into Fox News, or the lib boomers who just tune into CNN and they just get fed slop all day and they're completely inflexible. They're completely like psychologically inflexible to any kind of counter to the slop they're being fed. Obviously, there are exceptions. If you called out Trump as a fraud from the beginning, you are a magnificent exception to the rule, and I hope there are more of you.
And
it's not just them.
Co-workers wouldn't believe him about 9/11.
Yeah, I remember that, and it was fishy from the beginning, but I was young and I remember the self-censoring back then. You just could not speak out about that. There was such a weird energy of like, how dare you?
Well,
how dare you?
Yeah, you're with the terrorists and you hate everybody that died on 9/11. That was their talking points. It doesn't work.
Yeah. And now we're in 2026 and you hate the terrorists if you don't. I love progress, man. Weapons of mass destruction. You're with us or with the terrorists. We're just bringing out all the old hits, guys. It's great. Golden age.
John says there's a heliumcartel.com has revealed treasonous sales of helium, a rare and indispensable gas, were sold at below value prices to lobbyists and connections to politicians. The gas is required to produce the chips. China built a stockpile while ours was sold off by corrupt politicians. Jeez. It's everywhere you look, right? That's why we can't do anything in this country, because we can't get out of the way of all the corruption. It's just,
dude, say what you want about China, but at least they do stuff, like anything at all. At least they're like, we're going to build some infrastructure. Hey, there might be an energy shortage. We're going to prepare for that. We're going to make some solar stuff. We're going to send it to Cuba. At least they're doing something. Our governments are just sitting there like, no, we have to make life terrible for everybody for no reason. It's we got to stand up. That's all I can say. We got to stand up. Go radicalize your neighbors. Go radicalize your friends and family. Stand up to these motherfuckers, and our governments need to learn to be afraid of us again. That is what needs to happen.
I think the gas prices are going to radicalize people and nothing else, and then that's going to be passed on to the food prices.
Yeah.
Let's see. More from John here. He says propaganda from Fag Basset. A Shabos Goy doing the bidding of the aardvarks, indeed. Well, he is
the Shabos Goy.
He is Treasury Secretary. You know what I mean? So yeah. I know one of those lunatics. I think she sends money to aardvarks expecting a blessing. Oh, you're talking about the hardcore Christian Zionists. The story came from a Wise Wolf on Substack. All right, guys. Thank you, John. And we didn't mean to offend you, John, over there. We obviously weren't talking about you there. But, man, just stop worshiping politicians in general, whatever age you are, whoever you are. Just stop worshiping these there for their own self-best interest, not yours. They don't represent us. They're proof that representative government simply doesn't work due to human nature. And people are going to look after their own self-best interests rather than being these altruists that care about the world. That's just simply not human nature. and we should never believe that the betters of us are in working for the government trying to do what's right, because they're simply not, and it's self-evident at this point. All right,
and governments can just be bought out. Like we're seeing this across the board. Corporations, the Zionist lobby, like it's just like they just come in. They're like, we'll give you a bunch of money to just do nothing that like your constituents ask you to do, and they do it
to fulfill our agenda. Yeah.
What's the point of it?
Hi. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in on the Odysee and chatting it up over there on X, Kick, Bitchute, Substack. We're live streaming on Substack, X, and the old Rumble. Let's go over to, let's take a look at some of these chats, and then we'll sign off here. The Rumble, Arch on the Rumble says SEAL Team 666 hoax, USS Venison dumped overboard. Oops. Was that CIA dude Bin Laden? Oh, man. Oh, man. Let's see here. Pittsburgh on the YouTube says, I knew Pasta Jabrilla was trying. Oh, you already saw those. That was way back there. Shout out to Zio, Fat Bob, Karen. Thank you guys for tuning in. All right, yeah, let's sign off here. Final thoughts there, Snow, before we sign off.
We're doing great. The future looks bright. Listen, at the end of the day, like the whole point of at least my channel and a lot of channels, and I think Sam's channel as well, is people need to wake the hell up. A lot of people need to wake the fuck up. They need to understand, like, this only keeps happening because nobody fucking does anything. Nobody does anything about this. Okay? Oh, thank you, Karen. Nobody does anything about this. We need to stand up and actually present like a resistance to this, or they're just going to keep going until we're all in little pods with a weird AI assistant to tell you what to think. It's probably going to have Charlie Kirk's voice.
And you're Erica Kirk's voice, actually, but yeah.
That would work better because I would be scared for my life. I would be like, she is going to unhinge her jaw and swallow me whole. And you're going to be eating your nice little cricket paste, and you're going to be sitting there and being like, God, I wish I had stood up like at a time when we could still do that. And then the drone outside your window is going to be monitoring for any antiseptic movements or whatever. Guys, this ain't going to be fun for us. Okay. And we'll probably be forced to watch like they're probably going to give us like AI psychosis. We're going to be forced to watch like just AI slop, like all the time, play AI slop games. Like it's going to be literal hell. It's going to be a loosh farm. It's going to suck. So let's get organized. Let's get awakened, and let's do something about this, because the hour is a little late because they're rolling it all out.
There you go. Karen says, do not drone us, bro.
Yeah, that's the new one. It used to be don't tase me, bro. Now it's don't drone me, bro.
Shout out to Denver tuning in late. He said he had a fancy dinner. I hope you had a good time out there, Denver. All right, friends, that's all we got for today. As always, everybody do your own research, peace, love, and freedom. Speak out and take action. Have a great rest of your Friday evening, and have a great weekend. And let's pray for peace and hope they don't kick off some major bombings in Iran. Pray for peace.